Right, if you haven't been bored by part 1 or 2, yeah, here's part 3. I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't show you how to put him back together as the giant robot here. So best as I could get it in shot, this is the city mode, very much like Metroplex. So I'm going to get on straight away, and just one thing, you can put a figure there and drive it out like that. So I'm going to try and do the easiest thing first. Folds up. That should hold that in place now. This one goes too. Just take Fort Max outside of that. Take all the little kibble off. And the legs are always deaf. So bear with me. You've got to be quick and relatively painless. No, not painless. So, God willing, you've got to do quick shots. One. Considering what I paid for it, I don't want to break it, because the body alone goes for 500. So hold that in, get it back. Separate these, and they hold that into place, right? We have his body back. So this bit here I always use to store the bits you don't need. So you've got Cerebros's gun, you have Cerebros's sword, which can go in there too. This little radar dish that sits on the other side, that can go in there too. And for good measure, because you don't want to lose him, you put little spike. Well, I put little spike in there too. So, like I mentioned in part 1, there is cog, splits into 2 separate vehicles. We've gone into that on part 1. So the final piece, we have Cerebros. Just show you. I mean, I've shown you in the other video, but for good measure, we are going to try him out again. Which means I need to get Spike out again. Whoops. Usual standard. He is shorter than the other headmasters, unfortunately. But he's the boss, so we can do it once. So there's Cerebros. And the actual figure closely resembles his animation model in Headmasters, the technically season 4 in Japan, based more on the more toy accurate. And in the Japanese anime, Cerebros is less of a coward than Fortress is less of a coward than he is. Cerebros is a coward, but he saves the day anyway. Very unhealthy click. So that's his head, clearly. And show you, this is like picking up a giant figure. So you got that bit there. A lot of people seem to believe that if you stick the head there, he will click into place. That's not necessarily true. You've got these 2 pieces there that can just slide in relatively perfectly. And I've seen any of one. There is the Master Sword. But I normally like to display him with It's big ass weapons. You can see how big he is next to me because I'm about 5'6", 5'11", 6 foot, give or take. This is big. But there we go. There is part 3 of one of the biggest Transformers ever made up until recently, when Metroplex was made. 2 foot high. I don't think it was ever available in the UK, but technically this isn't the original. I've got to stress that. This is a platinum version, I think. Must be. £600, the most I've ever spent on anything. Claiming to be a mature adult, right? But that was £600, including import and extra charges and everything. But this is end of part 3. Hopefully you've gained some insight to how big this is. And that is it. And if you like all the usual videos I have, like and subscribe and see what turns up.